What's up, gang? How's it going? So,
Hey.
Here with my buddy Jesse. We're up here at Browns Creek in Washington, and kind of bombing down the roads a little bit on our way to the actual campground. Trying to find a side road maybe we could pull over. Gonna talk about get home bags.
Bug out bags.
Bug out bags, excuse me. Bug out bags, and kind of what you should put in them. It's kind of personal preference though, right?
Starting out, for me, I'm getting new to the bug out bag, so I got a few items, but I want to add to it. So mine's not going to be as awesome as his. He's like bug out expert here.
Not at all. No, his bag, we're going to talk maybe about refining his bag a little bit, adding some stuff to it. I haven't been through my bag in a while, so maybe it'll give me a chance to look at some stuff I need to remove, maybe some stuff I need to add.
A refresher.
Kind of a refresher. So, we're going to pull off, we're going to find somewhere to set up, do a video, and thought maybe you guys might want to join us. So,
You know you do.
you know you do. See you in a bit. Hey, so found a spot.
Woo!
So we're actually at Browns Creek Campground, and you can see the river behind us a little bit, just kind of behind Jesse. That's Browns Creek. And Bob's
Bug out bags.
what he said.
B.O.B.
So we're gonna go through them a little bit, and we're gonna talk. There's no right or wrong about bug out bags. There's no right or wrong about bugging out. So the way I look at it is, bugging out is like it's your absolute last.
Yeah.
You're gonna want
What you need.
you're gonna want to bug in. You're gonna want to stay home before you leave. Leaving home is the last resort.
Last resort.
So, we just thought we'd show our bags to you. Maybe talk about what's in them, just kind of real briefly.
Two different types of bags. We got the expert prepper here. Not expert, but you know, he's got a lot of stuff in his bag. I hope mine is that way someday, but mine's like the starter. Like if you want to start bugging out, get yourself a bag, get yourself these basic supplies. You'll make it a day.
You make it a day.
Make it a day.
Maybe half, or 2.5, 1.5. So mine's a SOG Profit 33 liter, so a 33 liter bag, and I do have it relatively full, and it probably weighs out at like 20 pounds. So it's not exactly the lightest. And if you've watched my Get Home bag video, it's actually the same bag. I have a SOG Profit 33 liter in the truck too. It's gray, this one's black. So I have the same bags for bugging out, and I've just kind of made them a little different. So Jesse's got a Field Line tactical bag.
So, yep, I'm not a big fan of Walmart, but starter bag here, got this from Walmart. 20 bucks. Not even that, like 19 something. Nice simple bag. It's got little latches for everything. It's got a compression strap.
That's nice.
It's got pull cord. It's a single sling, so you can actually like real quick bring it over if you want. And if you want to take it off real quick, it detaches.
That's quick. That's real quick.
It's nice. So I've got my matches here. First pack is essentials, right? Undo the compression strap. Unzip. I actually pulled out these sunglasses today because I forgot my other ones.
Eye protection.
Yep, eye protection. I had these in here. I also got some toilet paper because that's number one. You're gonna have to poop.
You're gonna grab that before you grab your gun,
Right?
when you're bugging out. That's
Exactly.
good. You're gonna want that.
Then I got some extra bags, just for anything. You want to keep it watertight? It's in there.
Picking up
That-
berries.
Yep, that was in the first bag. But I got my matches out here in case you're going to start a fire. You don't have to dig for them. They're right out here, and they stay. No big deal. I also, on the outside, I got a saw, because if you want to start a fire, you need matches, you need a saw. You can cut limbs. You can cut pretty good, like 6-inch limbs with this. I've actually done it. It's quite nice. On my strap, I have a little pen flashlight.
That's cool. So it's got the lashing points on the strap too.
Yep, and you can hook nice little items like this on there.
And it's padded front and back. That's super nice.
Oh, dude, the strap is actually really nice and padded.
Oh, it is.
And the whole back is padded too.
That's really nice.
You know, I was actually impressed for a Walmart bag.
And for 20 bucks, I mean, that's pretty good quality.
So, it's got straps here on the side it's got attachments all over the bag for putting stuff. Spot for your bottle of water, which I had one, but I actually drank it on the way up here. And
putting the bag to good use.
Right, exactly. I mean, come out here and make a bug out bag video, I might as well use my bug out bag. Plus, probably the water was outdated anyways.
Fun fact for you. Bottled water is supposedly, they have dates on them, but if they're stored in like a cool, dry place, out of the sunlight, water's indefinite. Or so the internet told me.
You believe everything the internet tells you? Why not? It's the internet. It's what we live off of these days.
This is true.
All right, so main bag here. I got some Chex Mix. Gotta have food if you're bugging out. Don't care. Duct tape. Not a big roll. You notice it's not a full roll. Takes up room. Takes up weight. You don't need that much duct tape. Trauma kit. I actually got this from my buddy Jeff. Always need some first aid. And trauma kit is like the best first aid you can get because it covers everything pretty much. And you got gauze in here you can use as a band-aid. Little cuts, this covers it. We open up our little Ziploc bag here. Not Ziploc, zipper bag. Hand warmers. Really nice. You don't know when you're bugging out, but if it's cold, nice to have a little source of heat before you start that fire. I got a Sharpie, Milwaukee. Good brand.
Only the finest.
Right? Notebook. You don't know when you gotta write down coordinates, measurements, or thoughts.
You can also tear out pages of that and start your fire. If you're in a damp environment, you got the paper which has been in your bag. Hopefully it's dry, and you can tear that stuff up. Makes for a great fire tinder.
Now here's a unexpected event. I have a pen. Had it in the bug out bag for about a year now. Open it up. This thing has exploded. So make sure if you keep your bug out bag, keep it up to date because stuff goes wrong.
Stuff does go wrong. So keeping food in your bug out bag, maybe put like a reminder in your cell phone that they're like put like a note like for 6 months, like check my bag food. Maybe you got to replace your Cliff Bars. Don't put anything in there that's like chocolate, stuff that'll melt. That's not really a good idea to do. So put like non-perishable food in there.
Plus, like maybe every summer, take it every year, take it camping and use that food because the food goes bad. And then replenish it, refill it with newer food.
Great idea. Yeah, great idea. I actually just recently purchased a couple boxes of MREs. MREs are heavy, but they're a great shelf life food, especially if they're stored properly.
Great protein, great calories.
High calorie count, great protein.
Yeah, military uses it. It's gotta be good enough for bugging out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you're bugging out, things have already been getting bad, right? Maybe you've already started putting stuff in your car aside from your get home bag. Throw those cases of MREs in there. Keep maybe an MRE in your pack, whatever. Great survival. I'm not cooking nice food.
No.
Food.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to put it.
I want energy.
I want energy because I need to move. Where I'm at is bad. This is a bad place. I need to get out of here.
Let's see. What else do I got in here? That's all that's in the main pouch.
What other goodies?
Yeah. Now we'll move on to the third pouch here.
Third dairy.
Along with the matches and the paper, I also have some dryer lint, which makes good tinder. You can start a fire that starts really easy. Get some wood on top of it, and you can get it from your dryer. Tin foil for wrapping up food. It's really easy to think, well, I'll just cook on a fire, but sometimes you want to cook something that's not so grill friendly. You want to put it in tin foil.
Great thing to have.
Yeah, you can use it as a mirror, as a reflector, as something sharp. Nice to have. And then more plastic bags because plastic bags are awesome. Watertight and all that. And last but not least, the Old Faithful 38 revolver. It never fails. Got 5 shots. Get you safe if there's a dangerous environment. And along with that, I have my everyday carry, which is my 40, which carries 12 plus 1. And yeah, that's my bug out bag. It's simple. It's not heavy. It's not perfect. I want to add more to it. Some things I would like to add to it is portable power for my cell phone.
Great idea.
You're bugging out, you know. Cell phone, yeah, there might not be service. There might not be Facebook or anything like that, but it's got calculator, it's got calendar, it's got maps, it's got... Those things are such great tools for other than social media.
What?
Yeah.
There's no Facebook where we're bugging out to?
No. It might be hard for you, Jeff.
This would be the end of the world.
A little bit.
I'm not a Facebook junkie, but we all use Facebook.
Right? Some of us don't. I know a few friends that don't.
True.
They'll be surviving quite nicely.
Every day for them.
Yes, every day. But yeah. Some other things I'd like to add to this is rubber gloves. Rubber gloves or work gloves, at least. Something to protect your hands. I have eye protection, hand protection. I like ear protection for shooting.
So it's kind of minimalistic at the moment. You want to,
Yep.
You're going to continue to add.
Yeah, this will make me survive for a day, maybe 2. You know, I got the check mix for some food, for some calories and whatnot, but definitely like to add to it. I had a much bigger bug out bag and I tested it. We went out into the Olympic Forest and hiked with it for 3 days, and it ripped on me, and it exploded all of its guts out on the ground. I had to bag it up, tarp it up, and haul it out of there. So I decided to go a little bit more smaller because that was a heavy bag to haul for 3 days. I thought, I don't really want to do this if I'm bugging out. Plus, I probably have a lot more to haul. So I decided to go smaller, but I'd like to add a little bit more to this. So maybe the next video, I'll have a little bit more and we'll explain that. But that's it for me.
Right on. So you can live up to like 3 weeks without food. You need water, right? So he had a water bottle on there. He drank it on the way. It's a hot day. It's like 90 degrees here in Washington today. So
yeah, which is rare.
It happens 5 days a year if we're lucky. So his bag's great. I mean, I could survive off that, no problem. And he's going to add to it. So again, like we've probably said, or I've said like 7 times today, there's no right or wrong to what you're going to put in your bug out bag. You know what you need to survive. So it's all about what you want to do to make your bag. Get your friends, get your family involved in it. Have them each have a bug out bag. I have 2 dachshunds at home. My dachshunds have bug out bags. They're little side saddles that go over them. You know, each one carries their own food. They carries their own bottle of water. And I just use like a general first aid kit for a lot of first aid kits for animals are the same as they are for humans. It's all like the same stuff basically. So let's kind of just like break into my bag. So I have a SOG Profit 33 liter. It's not exactly light. It weighs like 20 pounds. I could probably remove a lot of stuff in here, but I'm not at home. Maybe I'm away from my car. I'm bugging out. That's what we're talking about. This is my home. This is my survival pack. This is what I have to rely on, to live on, to survive on. And hopefully I can go somewhere, maybe get some supplies. Maybe I don't want to loot. I don't want to loot a store, but maybe you're gonna have to. Maybe
I don't want to loot a store. It's not a bucket list item.
You know, it'd be fun to loot a store.
If everybody else is doing it, why not join in?
I mean, like, I'm not gonna destroy stuff, but,
No,
SHTF, end of the world scenario, Armageddon.
I'm going into a store.
I'm load the truck with beer. I mean, I'm just saying. So I'm gonna try to do this and keep everything in frame here a little bit. So at the top of this SOG Profit 33 liter, you got this upper zipper compartment. So opening that up, I have a pair of mechanics gloves.
Told you, gloves.
Gloves, protection for your hands. So, you know, moving firewood, maybe doing whatever, anything you're gonna keep your hands protected with, right? So you may see me try to put this stuff back in the bag as we talk, so I don't have everything on the ground, but whatever. We're rolling with it. Hand warmers. Again, it's 90 degrees up here 5 days a year. So the other half, 3/4, 360 days.
It's nice to be warm.
It's nice to be warm, and if you live in Washington, you'll know what. Yeah, good. Compass. So I have just a cheap. I don't know. I think it's just a cheap Cooligans, however you say that brand name, compass. Knowing how to use your compass and knowing to have a map to use it with your compass. Just a thing of Kleenex for rear end situations.
Yes. Troubled times.
Troubled times. A pair of rubber gloves. You could use this for obviously like medical reasons, trying to treat somebody. It's always good to be wearing gloves treating somebody. You could fill this with water at a stream. You could fill it with berries. You could do whatever. It's a container essentially. Cheap thing of bear spray. Actually, I think this is mace. It's just a cheap thing of mace. I think I got this at a Harbor Freight Tools. Cheap thing of mace. Bug spray. And then I have a couple various pens, pencils, and I also have a pad of paper. He'll laugh at me for this next one. Hand sanitizer, but
He has it everywhere.
everywhere.
Truck,
Truck, house,
other truck,
other truck, shower, bathroom, under the kitchen sink. Hand sanitizer. Use it everywhere. And you could use this to start a fire if it's alcohol based.
Yep.
Active ethyl alcohol. 60.
Ethanol.
No, it's ethyl ethyl
Okay.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Maybe we should drink this.
We should try it.
The alcohol in this will catch fire. I've seen it done on videos before. I always carry an Olight. I have an Olight S1R baton right here, so it's always good to have like an EDC light, but I have just a cheap flashlight in here. And then I have a buck knife that I had laying around. This is, I think this was an NRA giveaway thing. So it's just a good buck knife, but I like buck knives because they have a rubberized handle. This is a good like bushcraft knife because it's all straight blade, no serration, so it's a good like bushcraft. You could, you know, chop wood with it, whatever, if you needed to. That's all I got in this top pouch, but then on the inside, on the upper inside of this pouch right here is a Velcro little thing. So this is actually a scarf, so this is good to keep your you know, during filter exactly. You could actually rig this up as a sling to use it for injury. You could use it as a tourniquet. Couple I don't think these are N95 masks, but just cheaper masks. I have an extra pair of socks, and then I have a bandana, and then I think there's something wrapped up here in the bandana. Oh, so I have a little bit of cash wrapped up here. So cash is good in like a grid down situation because there might not be, you can't use your card, which is what. Want some? You want some money? Yeah. Want some money? You know, maybe you're trying to get something at a vending machine. So I think I have like 50 bucks here, a couple 20s, and some smaller bills for using it like a vending machine or whatnot. That's all I have in the top portion of this little. I know what that is. Beer money. Beer money. And we only bought a 12-pack coming up here today, so.
Is that?
Yep. That, we'll make a whole nother video on that of what you messed up on.
Whoa.
He had one job. It was to get beer, and he bought a 12-pack. That's cool. That's cool.
I came up with like a 24-pack, and he was like, that's too much. I was like, all right, cool.
There's never too much beer. It wouldn't fit in the cooler. Okay, so rolling down into the main compartment now. This bag's kind of cool.
I will strike you.
Do it. Opening up the main compartment here, what you can do is, maybe I'll put this up here like this. Actually, before we do that, let's go to this bottom compartment here. And I think I have my medical stuff in here, maybe. Okay, so I have a couple things in here. This right here is just a cheap, generic first aid only kit. Bought it at like my local Fred Meyer for like $10. But what's cool about like general first aid kits is they have a lot of band-aids. They have a lot of ways to treat just general wounds or whatever. So
lots of boo-boos.
Lots of boo-boos. So there's some aspirin, alcohol prep pads. I put some chapstick in here. There's an ice pack back here, Q-tips, some tape, butterfly wound closures, lots of band-aids, more alcoholic prep pads, anything you'd want for your general boo-boo. And then going past the general boo-boo, he does.
And owies.
This is a full-blown trauma kit, so I'm not going to open this because stuff might fall out, but I have, excuse me, tourniquet, quick clot, more gauze pads, 5x9s, anything you'd ever need to treat major wounds. This is what, if you have bleeding, this will stop the bleeding. This will, I hate to say it during a grid down situation, but hopefully this will stop the issue if you can get to a hospital. Until you can get. This bag is a Maxpedition. So this is a Maxpedition pouch.
Good brand.
Very good brand. It's got, you know, box stitching, and it's rugged. This Maxpedition makes really good stuff. So let's just kind of put this stuff back in here real quick. Thank you for catching the brand. Yeah. I often don't say that stuff. It's very good. So you the man. So to get to the main compartment, the SOG bag's kind of cool. You can unzip just the top and you can access just the top, or if you unclip the sides like this, you can actually do the bottom zippers and you can access stuff from the bottom. So it's a pretty cool bag. So maybe you got food down here at the bottom and your first aid kit's up at the top. You don't want to dig everything out to get to your food, so you can just access it from the bottom. Anyway, let's roll into it here, and stuff is probably going to spill everywhere and you're all going to laugh, including him.
I laugh every day.
Drugs do that. So you can open up this whole pack. Wow. There's a lot of stuff in here. So, I don't even know what all I have in here. Let's take a look. Opening up this top section right here, I think this might be my fire kit. So in here, nope, this is like a general tool kit. So in here, I'll show you too. This is a WD-40 pen. So this whole pouch right here is probably something that I'll never end up using. But again,
Nice to have.
it's nice to have, and we're not at home. We're bugging out. So you may not ever.
The little creature comforts will help you survive.
Totally. It's better to need it, and it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So there's like a mini pry bar, a 4-inch crescent wrench. It's a pair of foldable Fiskars scissors. I have some, I'm not gonna dig all this stuff out, but in back here is some mini bungee cords, some hearing protection. I have a couple single-use super glues, cheap little fishing line, and then back here I have some more rubber gloves. And this is actually kind of an AR-15 rebuild, not rebuild kit, but kind of accessory kit. So I have some trigger springs. I have an extra firing pin in here. I love AR-15s, but they don't work all the time.
Use the super glue for?
So you could use the super glue for lots of stuff. Believe it or not, you can actually super glue fabric together. So let's say you had a tear in your tear in your clothing. You can also super glue wounds closed.
That's what I was getting at.
Yep.
You use super glue to fix a boo-boo.
Fix a boo-boo. I've seen my dad do it many a times. Actually, I think his technique was more paper towels and electrical tape. Oh, and then back here I have a little thing of wire, so maybe like trying to string up a tarp, whatever, little thing of wire. Again, I'm trying to keep this relatively basic and quick, but just trying to show you.
I keep interrupting.
No, interrupt away. And then up inside here, I have a mesh bag. This could be good for, like, I don't know, putting dirty clothes in, or again,
Washing your clothes.
who cares? Washing your
If
clothes.
you're out in the wilderness for a while, your clothes are gonna get stinky.
Absolutely.
Put your clothes in there, wash them in the river.
Absolutely.
It's not the best, but better than wearing your stench.
Exactly. And it's a bag, so anything you can put in it, it's a bag. Also in here, a little tiny sewing kit for, again, sewing your clothes,
Stitching up wounds.
stitching up wounds. Close this.
Alcohol in there?
I don't know.
Hand sanitizer.
I don't know, hand sanitizer. Maybe I should put a little, like, airplane shot in here.
Or just to sanitize, you know? Like if you want to stitch up a wound.
Don't lie. Don't lie. That's not what you'd use it for. I could either clean this wound or drink it.
Or both.
Or both.
You know, people get clean.
Okay, so, and then up in here I have a lot more hand warmers, toe warmers, lots of stuff up in here. In this pouch right here, this is, I think this is kind of like a toiletry pouch. Let's see here. Yep, so I have soap, big bar of soap, another thing of chapstick, and then just a miscellaneous plastic bag. So you put the soap that's wet inside of a plastic bag in case, you know, you don't want to get your bag wet, whatever. Ooh, it smells good. I can smell that from here. This, I think, is my fire kit. By the way, these pouches right here, this one's OD green. Oh, I put the other one back in here. It's black. You can buy these pouches off eBay for like $2 a piece with free shipping. Yeah, so this is my fire kit right here. So I have Bic lighter, waterproof match case. I have one of those U.S. Survival strikers. I have another basic striker right here, ferrocerium rod. I have a Bear Grylls ferrocerium rod, dryer lint, waterproof storm matches, regular matches, and then I have some of the Mini Inferno Survival all-weather fire. These things are like little chips, and you tear them and they light.
We could use that lighter, but you forgot smokes. Could have cigars while doing this video, but this guy forgot smokes.
You know what? They were probably right next to the alcohol that you forgot to buy more of.
Right? Hey, while you're talking about fire kit, I actually forgot a part of my bag. So, right here, there's a little zipper. And I have one of the parts of my fire kit, which is a striker. I can get it to work. There you go. For starting a fire. You can use flints and all that. This is for like oxyacetylene torches. Works great. The little part here rolls so you can actually renew it. And works great. And then I got, also in here, I have a poncho for when it rains, or if you want to, you know, keep your stuff dry.
It's Washington. That poncho might come in handy.
Exactly. Then I have a cheap Ozark Walmart utility knife. Really great to have. And extra magazine for the 40. I plan to get an extra speed loader for the 38, but for right now, that was one pocket I forgot to mention. And you brought up your fire kit. I was like, "Where's my striker?" I was like, "Oh, I forgot."
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. We just talked about the striker earlier today.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, when he brought up that extra mag that he had right there, so I'm gonna be bugging out. I have an AR pistol that I keep in my truck at all times, kind of a truck gun. I have more firearms at home. I'm gonna try to grab as many of them as I can. Self-defense kind of ties into your get home or your bug out bag.
You have a duffel bag at home, right? So you just throw all your guns in that duffel bag.
I could roll around like Rick Grimes from Walking Dead with that big old duffel bag of guns.
Just don't forget it.
Just don't forget it, or leave it in the city. Like, yeah, he did. Yeah. So, again, if you're watching this video, you probably have a good selection of firearms,
bug out materials,
bug out prepping type material. I know this gentleman does as well. We're going to be bringing everything we can with us. Our vehicles are going to be filled. Real quick tip, keep your car's tank half full at all times. Sorry, no less than half full at all times, in case you need to get somewhere. I guarantee you during a SHTF scenario, gas stations are going to be packed, lined up. And guess what? When they do that, they're going to run out very quickly. And also people are going to, they're going to fight for gas. It's not going to be pretty. So quick tip. Sawyer water filter. So the Sawyer water filter, I think it'll filter up to like, I forget, like 1,000 gallons or something like that before the filter needs to be cleaned. And then I also have a Life Straw in here as well. So that's what I have for water purification. I don't even think I have any tablets. I might in here. Sawyer water filters are great. They have a lot of great reviews. Small roll of duct tape, just like Jesse said. It doesn't fill up the whole bag. You can actually take stuff and put this inside this if you wanted to. Duct tape, 1.5 million reasons for duct tape. This right here, this is kind of like a, I don't know, like miscellaneous bag. So I have some 550 paracord. I have a SOL escape bivvy in here. I have some mini glow sticks, and then I have a poncho, and then a couple more glow sticks on the back here. So just kind of miscellaneous survival type stuff in here. This right here, I believe, is a hand crank. Okay, so I have a kind of a cheaper battery bank for a cell phone, and then I have a hand crank radio in here. So hand crank radio, picking up, it does weather, it has a flashlight on it. Staying informed, because airwaves might be the last thing that's operating. TV might be down, so staying informed when you're out, and it's a radio, so you know, I mean, it'll pick up anything in your local area. So it's very important. So I have miscellaneous things as zip ties, cheap pair of scissors. Good thing to have scissors. And these scissors are cheap. They're the free ones you get at like Harbor Freight. I have a really small gun cleaning kit. I just have a thing of REM oil, a torn up t-shirt you can use for patches, some patches, a toothbrush, and then I have some REM oil wipes that are just basically oil soaked rags. So we live here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's good to keep your firearms clean and maintained. And in a situation that we're kind of discussing, it might be a situation where you're going to be using your firearm. So keep them oiled, keep them happy.
Depending on the firearm, you might have to clean it. You know, if you have a Glock, those things aren't dependable. Like a SIG.
You know what SIG stands for? Still isn't Glock.
You're just jealous. military uses them now.
I'm holding an axe.
Oh, okay.
Cheap camp axe. This actually came in one of the battle box themed boxes I got in the mail one month. So a small axe, it's super lightweight, and it just fits. I mean, again, cutting firewood, doing whatever you want to use an axe for. Thank you, sir. This right here, this is miscellaneous food. So I have some emergency ration, kind of like lifeboating food, those bars, apple cinnamon flavor, a couple Cliff bars, oatmeal. I have one of those S-bit stoves that have like 6 fuel tabs in there. I have...
Reminds me, I'm kind of hungry, bro. You want to help me out?
I might be able to do that.
You use that stuff, because that stuff goes out of date.
I'd be able to do that. Also have these the Millennium food bars. So they're like a high calorie count energy bar. They're pretty dense, and they come in this vacuum form sealed pack.
White chocolate macadamia nut. Like no chocolate chip, no peanut butter. This.
I made my bag for me, not his creature comforts.
Some people and their children.
You done?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Cheap thing of candles. Candles, basically, they're in their sealed package. This is instant fire. You could light this, and you could boil a pot of beans or something if you wanted to. It'd take a while, but
take all 4 of them.
It'd take all 4 of them, but you could do it. And you know, again, this is like 97 cents for a pack of 4. In here, this is a camp kitchen, basically. So I have a water bottle in here, and then I have a camp cup for boiling water. And what's cool about this is down inside here. Maybe not. It's measured. It has measurements printed on the side of it, so when you boil water to mix with like your dehydrated food, you can get the perfect amount. And then this right here is another foldable camp stove. Pull it out, and you set the stove up, and it's a wood twig stove. So you set your pot up there, and you feed it with twigs, and you could get your food.
We should do another video where we actually use it.
Stick around. We're gonna do a video on this where we cook beans. And then I have just an old fleece. What?
Bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah, we'll bring bacon.
We'll bring bacon. So I have just an old fleece in here. Then, oh, excuse me. Stuff's falling out everywhere. Everywhere. Back here in the back panel.
Yeah, there's a laptop.
Got my iPad. Actually, you know what else I brought instead of the iPad? Because we're surviving. Louisiana red beans and rice. Beef stew. Rice and chicken.
I should have waited to ask for the Cliff bar until he brought that stuff out. That beef stew sounds good.
And that's what I got. So, it's dehydrated food. I like looking at the expiration dates on the back of these things. Expires, okay. This is gonna sound stupid. This one actually expired 4 years ago. It's dehydrated. Some of those say like 2048 on the back. It's real funny. It just cracks me up. That stuff's sealed. It's not bad. I guarantee you. It's just dried food. You heat up some water, put it in there, and you're good to go. And you eat it right out of the bag.
That'll be another video where we see if he gets the poops. We'll eat it, review it, see if it's good. Or, you know, both of us.
Alcohol kills that.
Right? Cheers.
Cheers. That's what I got in my bag, guys.
So you've seen expert prepper. We got all the stuff. Probably last you a good month or so.
Yeah.
Versus a day to a week. You know.
So.
Different styles.
Depending on where you bug out at, like right now, we're next to a river. I have some fishing line in there. I could source local fish. Again, I like to eat. Who doesn't like to eat? Mm-hmm. Look at this guy. I could make one of those beef stew. I could make that beef stew. I could make that last me for 3 days if I had to, just for one pouch. I would hate it, but I could do it. I could make it last for 3 days.
As long as you get those calories.
That's right. One thing you'll notice I don't have in here is any water. I generally always have a water bottle. So I have like a 48-ounce Nalgene in my truck. I always drink water throughout the day. And my get-home bag that's in my truck has a 32-ounce water bottle in it that's always full. So I usually always have water. I do have my Sawyer filter again, and we're next to a river, so I could I could source water pretty easily. And again, we live in Washington, so water's pretty much everywhere.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about water. That's not really something I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about safety for myself and my family. If something bad happens, I plan on going somewhere and meeting up with this guy. I plan to be with him in a situation where we would be out in the woods.
He's got the stuff. I can build the stuff.
There you go. Yep. So, I don't know. Just wanted to give you guys some ideas. This is probably turning into the longest YouTube video I've ever made.
Woo!
Woo! Just trying to get you guys thinking. Again, we're not telling you to go out and buy a Sog Profit or that bag and put all this stuff in there. That's not what we're trying to tell you at all. What we're trying to do is get you to watch this and get some ideas to get you thinking, get you maybe motivated. Maybe you don't have a get home bag. I didn't have a get home bag at one point. So it gets you going, gets you thinking, gets you maybe adding stuff to your bag, maybe taking stuff out of your bag.
Are these get home bags or bug out bags?
Either or. I mean, just
like this simple application that I had could simply go in your car and be a get home bag where you're stuck in traffic, something's happened, and you cannot move your car, so you have to grab this bag with this little bit of essentials and get home to your bug out bag. Where his is a pull out bug out bag where he's already gotten home and he's ready to go to the mountains.
I'm ready to get out of Dodge because I'm leaving because there's something bad happening. That's all I can say about that. I'm leaving because I can't be at home. You got anything else, man? Anything else you want to talk about?
I think we're good.
You think we're good?
Yeah.
Well, we're not. We're never good.
No,
we're terrible. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe. I also launched a new Facebook page, Guns, Gears, and Beers, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. Please check out that Facebook page as well. Please like, share it with your friends.
Comment and show your videos.
Absolutely.
We'd love to hear it.
Absolutely. Down in the comments, write down what you put on in your bug out bag. You know, it really helps.
Any additions?
Any additions? What would you take out of this bag? What would you add to his or take out of his? What would you do? Let us know. And this is actually the first video I've had him in, or pretty much any video I've ever done. I've never had anybody else in, so yeah. I'm hoping to do more joined videos with him talking about stuff, and things are coming. That's good.
Yeah. We're progressing. This is progress.
Times are changing. Well, guys, got a nice river behind us.
Yeah. And
I think Jesse and I are gonna sit and maybe enjoy the beer and stop talking and listen to nature for a minute. What do you think?
I think it's a good plan.
I think it's a good plan. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Take care.
Later.